there's this awkward conversation that I keep having with people that's like, "Oh, I hear you're working on games. So when are you gonna become rich? When are you gonna sell your company?" Because that's their idea of game development, I guess, that they just see news about some company who has gone unicorn, whatever that means, or I suppose there's this idea of game developers as exciting innovators and exit strategies and investments and all of this. And I suppose for the parts of the games industry that's showing growth, that is true. Like there are a lot of mobile game companies that are going big, but it's so hard to explain to them in because it's a casual conversation, right? So you cannot just like write a paper or like make a 10-minute explanation of because they would just get bored. But you're also like, no, I don't make the kinds of games that make you rich, because then they be like, why don't you make those games? And then you're if you're honest to yourself, your answer will be something like, because I want to be seen, or something like really abstract like that. No one's going to get that. No one's going to understand what you're trying to say. And that really feeds into like, oh yeah, he's a creative, he's doing his stuff type of thing. So but yeah, it really makes me think this on an extremely surface level, the perception of what I do as like, oh, I'm making games to get rich is just not the truth at all. It does make me question the obscurity that I have right now. Am I an obscure developer? I don't know. Some people would say I'm an overrated person, maybe. And some people definitely say I'm an underrated developer. I don't know but I definitely feel obscure. Sometimes I ask myself like if I'm secretly enjoying this obscurity. I'll give you an example. So Judero and Machina are currently on Steam, and they have like a review score of like 96% and 98%. 98% positive reviews is crazy, right? Like that means if 100 people wanted to say something about your game, 98 of them would be saying positive things, which is crazy. Like basically almost everybody who bought my games is happy with their purchase. However, there's also that thing of like this is where when it comes to obscurity, that if Judero somehow went more mainstream, or Machina somehow went more mainstream, that review score would go down. And this is not just about Steam, it's the general thing of like when you make something and you show it to your friend, they might be like, "Oh, that's so cool that you did that." And then you show it to 10 people that you don't know, and they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." But then you show it to everyone on earth, some of them will just absolutely hate it, right? And then the bigger the circle of people you're talking to, the more chances that you're running into people who just don't have the same interests or don't have the same values or taste, or you're talking to more and more different people than you. So if Judeo sold 10 times more, it wouldn't still have that review score. So that's an interesting thing to talk about, right? Like, what's the real score, if there is one, of Judero? I suppose at the moment it's just not known. Like on Metacritic, it's something like 81 or something. I bet if more press people reviewed Judero, that would also go down. It would, yeah, I think it would go down. Because I think the people who ended up reviewing Judero did it because on a surface level they saw an underdog and wanted to talk about it and support it. But when it stops being an underdog, people would talk about it as just like any other game, and that would make it more receptible to criticism. That's my point about like, oh, there's something to enjoy in the obscurity, because it's kind of you're not getting a lot of bad comments, you're getting mostly good comments. And if I were to make something that everyone wanted to play, then everyone would have scary opinions about the thing that I made. But that said, I would really like to make things that are more popular, seen by more people, making more money, having more influence, and all of that would be nice, I think. So, going back to the initial question of like, why don't you make the games that could make you rich? Is that games industry is so big and so varied that like even when you focus on indie games, you cannot understand the entirety of it. You cannot understand all the trends. You cannot play every popular indie game. Like there's no one has enough time to play all of these games, and games industry is so much bigger than people's perception of it. Maybe people play like one or two mobile games, and then that's their idea of an industry. I I was introduced to someone and they were like, I'm not going to say the company name, but they're oh I'm working in the video department of this mobile game company. And just to be kind of funny, I said something like, "Oh, are you doing those crazy videos of like, oh, a pregnant woman gets kicked out and then someone does makeup on her and then she goes on a date with Hitler and then Spider-Man comes in and then Spider-Man shoots Hitler and stuff like these mobile ads." These absolutely crazy nonsensical videos that, that these companies use to like get users. So I was joking, oh, are you one of those people? And she was like, yeah, guilty as charged. So, I don't know if she actually makes those videos, but it's fun to think about that being someone's job. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like those crazy mobile ads. I'm not hallucinating, right? Those are real. Because they are real, like hallucination material. But I think they are real. So, I mean, I talked a bunch about why I make the kinds of games that I make. It is still a question that I ask myself if I could make more popular things or not, and what kind of mental change I need to do that if that was to become a goal of mine. Look, here's how I see my role. I see myself as a craftsperson. I see myself as just like someone who enjoys the making of games and who keeps getting better at making games. And I want to put as much honesty in these games as possible. And when I look at all of these games that people are looking up to, that is making a lot of money, I don't see the kinds of games that I would make, I would want to make. So that's hard to explain to someone you just met 30 seconds ago, right? It's a complex idea. I got close to understanding the coolness of making a popular mobile game, because for a while I looked down on them, like, oh, they're beneath me, they don't have interesting gameplay, they don't have this or that, they don't have a interesting story or whatever. But then I was talking to like a really good mobile game designer. So they want to make something that is simple to play, simple to learn, but you want to play it for the rest of your life. And also, when I show you a video of it, you want to download it straight away. And also, when you're playing it, you want to keep doing some purchases or some leave some ads or something that kind of gives me money because I'm not here doing charity, right? So that's kind of how mobile games work, and there's a lot of conflicts in that, like the kind of videos that you would show that would get the user in doesn't make money, and then you change the video but keep the game. You have to make a town builder, otherwise it doesn't make money. Let's say you figured this out, you have to make a town builder, but then you're like, oh, but when I make a video of my town builder, no one downloads it, so maybe I'll just make a mini game in the town builder and put the make a video of that, and then people start downloading it, and then like, well, now everyone's enjoying my game, but no one's buying anything, so I have to make it challenging enough so that some like, and there will be social cues, there will be like clans and whatever, that there will be like motivation to buy. So it's hard, right? It's not easy. I'm not looking down on the art of making a hit mobile game. I'm not looking down. I'm actually looking at it as a thing that I probably couldn't do. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I respect that. But I also have my own thing. And I don't know how apparent that is. If you can actually draw a line between the things that I'm making, if that becomes a body of work, or if it's just some random, if it feels like some random points of weirdness. I don't know. I just wanted to get that off my chest. So thanks for listening. And let me know, like, if you leave a comment, I would happily read it. So let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.